It was completely dark, with only a single dimly lit lamp illuminating the narrow, gloomy street. The Clock Hotel, a small establishment that appeared worn out from the outside, was my only option for a night's stay in this unfamiliar town. Reluctantly, I entered through the door, greeted by a long, dimly lit corridor. At the end of the corridor, behind a high counter, sat the only person in sight, a man who seemed to be in his 70s, the receptionist. He had a stoic expression as he looked at me and asked, "Are you alone?" Trying to lighten the mood, I smiled and replied, "No, it's just me and my suitcase." The man handed me a key from a board behind him and directed me to the last room on the first floor. Ascending the dusty staircase, I reached the first-floor corridor. As I walked past the doors, one room caught my attention. It faced the staircase, as if it was observing me. Despite feeling uneasy, I brushed it off as a mere coincidence, reminding myself that it was only for one night. Opening the door to my room, I was taken aback by what I saw. It was unexpectedly beautiful, clean, and well-lit. The room appeared to have been recently renovated, a stark contrast to the neglected exterior of the hotel. I settled in, lying on the bed, but sleep didn't come easily. In the midst of my restless thoughts, I was abruptly awakened by a knock on the door. I opened it to find the receptionist standing there, his face devoid of any emotion. He asked me a peculiar question: "Is there anyone disturbing your sleep?" Confused by the query, I hesitated for a moment before replying, "Everything is fine." The receptionist nodded silently and left, closing the door behind him. It was around 3 a.m., and I had a train to catch at 7 a.m. I tried to go back to sleep, but the question lingered in my mind, preventing any rest. What did he mean by that question? Was there someone else in the hotel besides him and me? I highly doubted it. And why would he ask such a question when I hadn't made any complaints? Unable to shake off the unease, I decided to distract myself by exploring the room. Opening drawers and cabinets, I searched for anything that could provide a distraction. However, I found nothing of interest except for a small locked metal box. Intrigued, I attempted to open it, and to my surprise, I succeeded. Inside the box, I discovered a collection of old photographs covered in dust, suggesting that it hadn't been opened in a long time. As I flipped through the pictures, a wave of shock washed over me. There, among the faded images, was a photograph of the receptionist. Lifeless, surrounded by a pool of blood. The Haunting at Blackwood Manor. Have you ever visited Blackwood Manor, hidden deep within the eerie woods? It stands tall, its decaying facade a haunting reminder of its dark past. Legends surround the old mansion, whispering tales of tragedy and malevolence. Those who dare to venture inside do so at their own peril. I had always been drawn to the macabre, an insatiable curiosity that led me to the forgotten corners of the world. When I heard of the rumors surrounding Blackwood Manor, I couldn't resist the pull. Ignoring the warnings of locals, I embarked on a journey to uncover the secrets that lay within. As I approached the decrepit gates, a chill wind swept through the air, carrying with it an unsettling sense of foreboding. The manor loomed before me, its windows like empty eyes peering into the depths of my soul. I hesitated, but a morbid curiosity pushed me forward. Inside, the air was thick with dust, as if time itself had been trapped within the walls. Every creak of the floorboards echoed like a ghostly whisper. The flickering candlelight cast sinister shadows on the peeling wallpaper, while portraits of long-deceased occupants seemed to watch my every move. As I ventured deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, I became aware of a presence. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end, and an icy grip tightened around my heart. Whispers, barely audible, brushed against my ears, carrying fragmented voices of the restless spirits that inhabited the house. Rooms revealed their dark secrets. In one, a child's nursery frozen in time, filled with broken toys and faded photographs. In another, a study littered with yellowed papers and ink-stained quills, as if its former occupant had been consumed by madness. Each step I took deeper into the manor only intensified the malevolent energy that permeated the air. But it was the hidden basement that held the most sinister secret. As I descended the rickety stairs, a putrid smell assaulted my senses. The damp walls dripped with an otherworldly moisture, and the flickering light revealed a macabre sight. Rusty chains hung from the ceiling, their purpose long forgotten, and crude symbols adorned the floor, hinting at unspeakable rituals. It was in that wretched place that I glimpsed her, a spectre draped in tattered white, her eyes empty voids. A blood-curdling shriek echoed through the darkness, freezing me in my tracks. Her mournful cries pierced the silence, each wail a lamentation for the horrors she endured. I fled from the basement, stumbling through the maze-like corridors, the echoes of her cries haunting my every step. The manor seemed to resist my escape, its doors slamming shut and corridors shifting, trapping me in a nightmare. It was as if the house itself had come alive, a malevolent force seeking to claim my soul. Finally, with sheer desperation, I burst through the front door, gasping for air as the moonlight bathed me in its cold embrace. Blackwood Manor stood behind me, an ominous silhouette against the night sky. I vowed never to return, to leave the restless spirits to their eternal torment. Yet, even now, I bear the scars of that nightmarish encounter. The whispers still haunt my dreams, and the spectre's mournful cries echo in the depths of my mind. Blackwood Manor remains a place of unspeakable terror, a reminder that some secrets are better left buried in the shadows. If ever you stumble upon Blackwood Manor, heed my warning. The Haunting at Woodloch Pines. In the picturesque town of Woodloch Pines, nestled deep within the Pennsylvania woods, there stood an imposing resort that harbored a dark secret. During my sophomore year, our class embarked on a field trip to this seemingly idyllic retreat, unaware of the horrors that awaited us. As the bus journeyed through the winding roads, a sense of foreboding settled upon me. Landon, my trusted friend, and I sat together, exchanging uneasy glances. The resort loomed ahead, its grand facade concealing the malevolence that lurked within. The first day seemed promising, with jovial activities planned for us. We indulged in go-karting, scaled rock walls, and took a refreshing dip in the pool. However, as the sun sank beneath the horizon, an ominous chill crept through the air, shrouding the resort in an unsettling silence. Returning to our room after dinner, Landon and I anticipated a peaceful evening. The room was located on the ground level, offering a view of the darkened lake below through a clear sliding door. We left the blinds open, mesmerized by the moon's ethereal reflection upon the water. Little did we know that this decision would unleash a living nightmare. As we settled into our beds, rest eluded us, and an hour passed with futile attempts at comfort. Suddenly, Landon's piercing scream shattered the silence, jolting me from my restless state. Confusion gave way to terror as my eyes fixed upon the sight before us. Through the door's glass pane stood a tall, emaciated woman with long, grayish hair. Her hands were pressed against the glass, as if she sought a better view into our room. In that bone-chilling moment, she retreated into the shadows, leaving us paralyzed with fear. A mixture of curiosity and trepidation overcame us as we mustered the courage to investigate. Stepping outside, our eyes scanned the cement trail that stretched past each room, but it lay empty, devoid of any human presence. Not a soul wandered the surrounding grass or ventured down the hill. Yet, we both knew we had witnessed the woman's haunting figure, solidifying the certainty that we were not hallucinating. The next day, we shared our harrowing encounter with the two girls we befriended. Reluctant to involve the chaperones, we sought solace in the safety of our group. Nightfall arrived once again, and this time we locked the back door and secured the blinds, determined to ward off any unwelcome visitors. As sleep began to claim us, an eerie silence awakened me. Uncertain of the cause, I sat up, shrouded in a sense of unease. Whispers of intuition urged me to look to my left, only to find my view obstructed by an unseen presence. Panic gripped me, and I directed my gaze upward. There, towering over my bed, stood the same tall, aged woman. She took 2 slow steps backward, her eyes fixated upon me as she uttered haunting words, "Your back door was unlocked." With those bone-chilling words, she turned and disappeared into the night. I was left trembling, trapped in my own bed, the sensation of fear coursing through my veins. Awakening Landon, I relayed the nightmarish encounter. We barricaded the back door, ensuring our safety within the room's confines. Determined to stay vigilant, we vowed to remain awake for the remainder of the night. The clock ticked relentlessly, and as the hours waned, we longed for the first light of dawn.